Today is July 21st, and I'm going to start working on the motor mount on the back of the boat. So here's the finished work. I had to cut the reinforcements that were right here. So I cut them out, and I sanded everything down flush. I got this all sanded here, got this all sanded. I cut the little nub off of there. This side is all done as well. I'm all set on fitting the motor mount. Now, rather than just have a center motor mount just for the engine, I decided to go the full width of the stern. That way I could hook up my electric trolling motors on either side of the motor. I have two of them, so we could opt to go electric, and I wanted to be able to clamp those on in the same motor mount area where the engine's going. So everything's mocked up. I haven't glued anything yet. It's 3 plies of 3/4 inch plywood with 5 plies each, so that's 15 plies. I have a buttress here so that any torque loads won't twist this. So those are going to go, one's going to go on both sides. So what I need to do now is take this all apart. There's 3 layers, and I'm going to just do a light sanding and I'm going to apply thickened epoxy and then put this back together and glue it up. Okay, I did all the detail work. So I had screw heads, and what I did was I filled them in with thickened epoxy with some coloration so that it would match the wood. So I came up with a brown. That's the closest I could get. From a distance, you don't really see it. I used thickened epoxy fillets on all the margins. So there's one there, there's one there. Let me get up and around the boat. So all the joints have been reinforced with a fillet of fairing compound. So you can see that white line. So those are all the junctions. So this is all glued up and bonded and filleted. So this thing is not going to move. So what'll happen is tomorrow this will be nice and dry. I'll check any high spots or sharp edges and I'll address them from there. But I think this came out really, really nice. This came out beautiful. I filled all the little holes from when I pinned the keel to the bottom. There were some little pin holes where the nails were sticking up. So I cut all the nails and I patched up all the little tiny holes. I did that on both sides. And then when I was down here, I realized, oh, here's a spot that I never finished patching. It's patched from the other side, but I like to patch it on both sides. So I'm going to cut a piece of cloth and fill this in right here and give this a glass this in. So this is a spot I missed. So that's all repaired. So that's as easy as it is. You just sand everything so it's got a rough edge. Make sure there's not any, you know, all the surfaces kind of are meeting up. If there's a big gap, you might get an air bubble. You got to kind of work it out with the brush. Then you cut the cloth to fit, push it down, and then just pour the epoxy on, and that's it. It's pretty simple to do fiberglass work. So that's patched. That's the last spot I had to touch up on. Alright, here's the light bar for the trailer. A little bit beat up. Just want to see if this thing is even working. Okay, I took the two pieces from that trailer light that were broken. I put them together and traced this out. So I'm just going to make a new board, and I can at least get that light reattached to that light bar, so at least that's done. That looks like it'll work. There, you're probably wondering why I slit this. That's so I can get this wire in here. Like that. Oh, you know what? There's a rubber gasket on that other board. I better go get that gasket. I think that's just some cushioning. Just rattled itself apart. 11 millimeters. Look at all them splinters. I better sand that. Ain't nobody want no splinter on race day. Alright. So, that's back in business. Yep. You don't want to be going down the road without no trailer lights. You're just asking for trouble. Alright. Now, I need a strategy for putting this on the end of the trailer. I think I got an idea. Definitely got an idea. Okay, here's my idea. I just made some stanchions. I had some brackets down there. I just bolted in some brackets, and it's like a little cradle, so the lights can fit right on this bar. I can take this off at the ramp, get the boat launched, and then put it right back in on top of here to stow it with the trailer. So I think that'll work. Everything's functioning. Yep. Okay, so that's one less thing I got to do. So trailer lights are good. We got one good tire on the right. I got to get a newer tire for the left side. So I think we're ready to trailer. Now whether the motor is going to fit here with this thing in the way, I don't know. Well, might have to adjust as I go. But for now, it looks like it's going to work. I got a plan. So I'm winding down for the day, and I took a look in my other shed, and I came across the registration for the Knotty Gurl. So I got to bring that inside and put my latest registration sticker on there. I also pulled a couple of 2x4s that are nice and straight. What I need to do is in this corner, I'm going to add a 7.5 inch piece of 2x4 from there to there. I'm going to glue it. I got to put two pieces so the top of it will be kind of even with the top of that reinforcement, and then I can put my cleats on for towing rafts up the river or down the river. So I need to have a cleat block where I can do that. So I'm going to put one on this side and one on that side, and I got to put two cleats. I can just mount them straight to that piece of wood right there. Because the motor mount is a little higher, I don't want to have the ropes up against the top of that and hitting that sharp edge. So I'll boost this up so it's even with that, and put the cleat box out where it's a straight shot out into the water for towing. So I'm gonna call it a night. I've been out here quite a long time, and I'm pretty much ready to take a break. If you're interested in my workspace, here's my setup. So in the corner is my garbage for all my cutoffs. Here is my vacuum. I have a little shelf here for rulers and long strips of wood. I've got my power strip running all the fans and stuff. My batteries for my cordless tools so they can be charged up. My resin station. I have some clamps. There's some other clamps over here on this side. An extension cord for any work I have to do down towards the front of the shack. So I got my clamps here. Bug spray. I got DEET and some off, so I've been spraying that on myself. I got 2 toolboxes here with all kinds of different, all kinds of things in it. I just kind of, it's not organized, it's just kind of a mess. This one here is mostly what I've been using is this stuff here. Oh, here's my to-do list. I better bring that in the house. Put these wrenches away. Just supplies. Here's my gloves and my paint brushes and my laminating stuff. There's a toolkit down here and some more face masks. So that's kind of my setup. This is my little nook here where I do my work. It's not very much space, but this is kind of like my command post. So I'm going to turn everything off and call it a night. So thanks for watching with me and seeing how I've been doing on this project. I'm in the home stretch. I got a few more days till we got to get this thing in the water. Tomorrow I'm going to get the motor, test run the motor and see if it fits on this transom. And that's going to be a kind of a big to-do. And then of course we got to make sure we have a way to strap this down on the trailer when we go to tow it. And that's about it. I got to line up life jackets and throwable cushions and first aid kits, things like that. But I think I'm pretty well settled with the major accomplishments for getting the keel and the skeg and the motor mount all done. Everything else is just nickel and dime stuff. So that's it for now, guys. Catch you next time. Powering down. All right, let's see if I can get out of here without smashing into something.